2, 5. Good morning, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred on this date in years past, both recognized by other historians, but mainly things we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from the smart device application Today in History, What Happened Today in History, Historical Calendar, and the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, the music, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I am Xander.
I'm Justin.
And you, viewer, are you. Today is Tears' Day, aka Tuesday, June 13th, 2023. Alright. Would you care to start us off here in 1325?
Sure. 1325. In 1325, explorer Ibn Battuta, I'll just say Battuta, begins his travels, leaving his home in Tangiers to travel to Mecca, gone 24 years.
Wow.
Isn't Mecca like that thing Muslim worship? Or not worship,
I believe
but
so. Yeah,
that,
that's
it's
that,
like,
that giant cube place. I think that's out in Mecca, yeah.
uh-huh.
So,
Interesting.
yeah.
I always wanted to visit there, but I know you gotta be Muslim, so it's like, I don't know if I want to convert to, like, I just want to, like, see the view. It's like, I have nothing against their beliefs, but I would always want to just see it in person, at least once, you know?
Yeah.
Because I heard it's beautiful, so I was like, you know what? That's on my bucket list. Just at least once.
Yeah, like, it's too bad that they have it closed off to non-Muslims, if that is true. Like, I didn't think that would be true, but, I mean, maybe it is.
No, yeah, like, you actually gotta be, like, from what I think, I think you gotta be, like, only, like, or there's only, is it that? I don't know, I could be wrong, but I think.
You know what? Hold on a second. Let's look this up here. I'm gonna move that this way.
I could have told me
Is
it's...
Mecca Muslim only? Oh, you're right.
Yeah, I thought so.
While non-Muslims may not enter or pass through.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay, well, dang. That's sad.
Yep. Yeah.
Because I would have liked to go, check that place out as well.
No, yeah, and I only know a little bit of it, but from what I know, it's like their thing of like calling it the house of God, because so it's like they're not worshiping that, but they are saying it is like a gift from God, I guess, in a way. It was sent from God. But yeah.
Well, they believe that holy stone in the center that they all pray to is actually a giant meteor, because it has like, similar qualities to like extraterrestrial metals would have. Anyway, let's move on up to 1373 here.
Yep. Yeah, my bad. We're going off track. 1373. Anglo Portuguese, I'll just say that. Treaty of Fertel Alliance, world's oldest, still in existence, signed in London between King Edward III of England and King Ferdinand I of Portugal.
Oh, wow.
Oldest treaty. That's
Treaty
crazy.
of Perpetual Alliance. So they've been allied since this date in 1373. So let's do some quick math here. 2023 minus 1373 equals 650 years. Wow. That's quite a long time.
Wait, how many years?
650.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And they still preserve that.
Yeah. Well, why
Wow.
not? Why not remain allies, Like...
That's like, I'm not saying that's crazy, but that's like...
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
World's oldest still in existence. So, yeah.
I wonder if they try to like reword it or fix it ever, or just see if there was any errors, or not errors, but like more, just anything like they wanted to fix to modern day, I guess, if that makes sense.
Like,
but I don't know.
Amendments and such?
In a way, I guess, like, did they ever revise it in a way,
I don't know. That is an interesting rabbit hole, but we gotta keep on up. I'll provide that as a challenge to our viewers, though. If anyone does so wish, please inform us in the comment section below anything you find about if there's been any revisions to that allegiance document. The Treaty of Perpetual Alliance. So
Nice.
let's move on up here to 1547.
And then in 1547, in Turkish history, King Ferdinand of Austria subjects himself on Ottoman Suition, I'll just say that, Solomon the Magnificent.
Ottoman Sultan. Like, Sultan, like, because remember in, have you ever seen Aladdin?
Yeah, I think so.
You've never seen the cartoon movie Aladdin?
Oh, like the one with the carpet and stuff. Yes, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, remember the princess's dad, the king, was called the Sultan?
Oh.
Because that's what they call the kings in Arab. They're called the Sultan.
That makes sense.
In those Middle Eastern countries and whatnot, yeah. So he's Sultan of the Ottoman Empire, Solomon the Magnificent, wearing a full-on bedsheet on his head. But anyway, we're going to move on up to 1611. John Fabricus dedicated earliest sunspot publication. Ooh.
Wow.
Documentation of sighting sunspots, which I didn't even realize you can do with the naked eye. When was the telescope invented? 1608. And this is 1611, so wow. So somebody figured out how to like put filters on a thing, on a telescope to not blind themselves when they look at the sun. And they, I guess, yeah, they must have like at a glance observed a sunspot. That's cool.
People really ahead of their time before time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Moving on up into 1774, Rhode Island became the first colony to importation of slaves. Good. And 1777, Leonard Norcross patented a submarine diving suit. All right. We got another one here in 1777 for you.
In 1777, Marquis de Lafayette lands in the U.S.
Yeah, Marquis de Lafayette helped to train our regular army soldiers with French drills. He was part of the French, upper echelons in their military. So he came down there. He came down here from there to train us, peasant ruffians, into a well-oiled fighting machine. And yeah, we got a lot of help from the French. We really did. So.
Oh yeah.
But this is interesting here, 1789.
The funny thing is, funny you mentioned the French. Not to go off topic for a second, but my city is actually founded by the French too. Funny thing, it's known as, before it was called New Rochelle, it was called La Rochelle. I think it was called, yeah, something like that. But yeah.
Well, what's interesting is that New York City, Manhattan and all that stuff. It was actually called New Amsterdam because it was originally colonized by the Dutch and then taken over by the English.
Wow.
Yeah. Actually, we spoke about that yesterday.
I think I knew it was called New Amsterdam, but I didn't know about the Dutch part, I think. Huh.
Well, yeah, because Amsterdam is Dutch in the Netherlands. So, by the way, I love your profile picture. The little, hamster or rat with the Rastafarian hat and the dreads. I just noticed that. But anyway, let's move on up here. What happened in 1789?
In 1789, Mr. Alexander Hamilton. Oh, I've seen his show before. Mrs. Alexander Hamilton serves ice cream for dessert to Washington. Oh, okay, nice.
Dude, we have documented evidence of ice cream of Washington, George Washington, eating ice cream for dessert. Dude, that's who wrote that down? It's the little things like this that you never think that anybody would be interested in, but it's did George Washington ever eat ice cream? Well, yes, he did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's then 1828.
In 1828, Simon Bolivar proclaimed dictator of Colombia. Ooh.
Yep. Moving on up to 1854, Anthony Foss of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, patented the first U.S. accordion, having made improvements to both the keyboard and enhanced the sound. It was patent number 11,062. All right. Interesting stuff right there. Then we have
Anytime
1860. What?
Oh, I was just gonna say, anytime I think of accordions, I think of Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
1865, President Andrew Johnson proclaimed Reconstruction of Confederate States. Yep. So after the war, gotta rebuild. So, and I don't know why this is not highlighted. 1866, the U.S. House of Representatives passed the 14th Amendment for Civil Rights. In 1866, roughly 100 years before the Civil Rights Movement. So, why is this? Passed on the Senate on June 8th, 1866, and ratified 2 years later on July 9th, 1868, the 14th Amendment granted citizenship to all persons born or naturalized in the U.S., including formerly enslaved people, and provided all citizens with equal protection under the laws, extending the provisions of yada yada yada. As it dots off here, as you can see. So I'm going to add these two links here into the underbar, the description below, after the live stream, of course, as per usual. For if anybody is interested in this particular subject matter, they can do some more research, and there you go. So,
Right.
Yep. Anyway, we also have in 1868, Oscar Dunn becomes the first black U.S. citizen to be elected a lieutenant governor, specifically of Louisiana. All right. That's
Fire.
cool. Yeah.
Kentucky.
Yeah. Then we also have 1888. The U.S. Congress creates a Department of Labor. What is the Department of Labor? Let's take a look at that here. Department of Labor. The U.S. Department of Labor is one of the executive departments of the U.S. federal government. It is responsible for the administration of federal laws governing occupational safety and health, wage and hour standards, unemployment benefits, reemployment services, and occasionally economic statistics. Okay. Well, it's in the name. So time to add that wiki in there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I heard of them, but I don't know too much about them.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to bump up the speed here with the show. So let's just zoom on up here. Okay, here. No, let's get this one here. 1914.
Hey, Greek. Cool. Okay, in Greek history, 1914. Elphitus Venizelos. I can't even really say that. I know it's Greek though. Announces that Greece intends to annex Chios and Mytilene, two large islands off the Turkish coast. Greece and Turkey have been heading towards conflict for months over claims to Aegean Islands.
Huh. All right, so they're trying to take over more land. So that's an act of war right there. Moving on up to 1920, the U.S. Post Office says children cannot be sent by parcel post after various instances. Are you aware of this occurrence in history?
I did not.
Yeah, so instead of sending them via like train or like because which would require like the parent to go with them and all that stuff, they discovered it's cheaper to literally send their children via the post office. And have them mailed to the relatives. Or wherever.
What?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, they literally like as you see the picture right there. Those are postal workers, and that's their mail bags, and there's kids in there, and they're literally like delivering
Wait, before
the children.
that was even, I wonder. So before that was even announced, they were really allowed to do that in a way.
It wasn't illegal.
What? That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
That is insane. Now that's crazy.
If there's not a law against it, then nothing's stopping you. So
That is crazy.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Just
That's
like
just-
imagine like being grandparents, like a little child
Like,
is.
no, but imagine being the post guy and you're just getting handed a baby.
Well,
and
dude,
you're
this
like,
guy,
wait a
like,
minute.
look at his face. He's obviously not too pleased about the situation.
No, yeah, he's like, why?
And the other guy
Who
here, he
is-
just looks confused.
No, yeah, I would be the same. I'd be like, yo, whose kid is this? Why are you giving me a kid?
It's like, oh, there's an address written with Sharpie on the forehead. Okay, and there's a stamp. There's a stamp glued to the temple.
Look at the baby on the. Is it the left one? Yeah, like he's like. Oh,
He's like, where am I going? Help! Where's mommy?
Like seriously, like oh my gosh, poor kids.
Yikes!
No.
This guy on the right though, he's just like he doesn't know what to do. He looks confused,
either.
scared, like.
I don't blame him. I would be the same. It's like, bro, why are you giving me your kid? Or if it is theirs, I wonder, because it's like, if you said they were sending it to family, so it's like, it depends if they're sending or receiving. It's
Dude,
like,
imagine that interaction though. Like how would you like initiate that? That transaction. Like the mailman comes up, like knocks on your door. Oh, here's your mail, Mrs. Smith. Oh, thank you. By the way, can you send this to Sharon across town? And just hands them a freaking baby. Like, oh, what? Yeah, here's some postage. What? What is happening?
no, yeah, I would be lost for words. I would be like, whoa. Like,
oh my god. But anyway, let's move on up here. 1922, the longest recorded attack of hiccups began. Charlie Osborne got the hiccups and continued for 68 years and died 11 months after it stops. Yikes. I would kill myself. Like, that's ridiculous. 68 years for hiccups? Like, screw that. What, like, you have nothing to say?
wait, what is it again? I'm sorry, I lost that.
He was hiccuping continuously for 68 years.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And he died like 11 months after it stopped. So, I guess his body got so accustomed to the hiccups that without him it died. That's like psychotically frightening. Trying to find the right words. So,
I can't imagine just hiccuping constantly, because I'll be honest, I would be so mad and I'd probably be cursing after each hiccup. I'd be like, yo, why is this happening?
well, that's why I said I would I would commit the unthinkable, because dude, after what, a day of that, I would be done. 68 years? How did he handle that? That's yikes.
Bro, I don't know. That just sounds to me like I would probably be the same, because that's tough. That is tough.
Yeah. Anyway,
especially imagine when you're sleeping and you just hear that. How are you planning to sleep then? It's like,
how do you fall asleep when you're hiccuping?
That's what I wonder.
How do you eat? How do you drink? You might hiccup in the middle of a swallow and get a chunk of steak in your lung. That's terrifying. Anyway, let's move on up here. 1925, Charles Jenkins demonstrated the transmission of synchronized pictures and sound, basically early television.
Wow.
Dude, nice. 1925. And then we have a dark moment in history here. Sorry to have you start off with this, but sometimes that's how the crumble cookies.
No, it's okay. So in 1933, German secret state police, Gestapo, Geheime Staatspolizei, established by Hermann Göring. Oh, damn.
Yeah, the Gestapo.
Yeah.
People who went around and rounded up the hiding Jews and all this stuff. Those guys.
Damn.
Oh, yep. This one's these next two.
Wait, what was that baseball one? What team was that? Oh, the Yankees. Can I do this one? Okay, in 1937, Joe DiMaggio hits 3 consecutive home runs against St. Louis Browns.
Dang,
I love Joe
pretty good.
DiMaggio.
Yeah.
He's a legend.
Yep.
What was the next one now?
1942.
All right, 1942, the first V-2 rocket launch. Peenemünde, Germany reached 1.3 kilometers.
That's spooky right there. The V2.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was the first man-made object to actually breach our atmosphere and enter into space proper. was a weapon of war designed to blow other people up.
Wow.
Like, yeah. What a great legacy we had, huh?
Oh yeah. Lovely.
Yeah, while that was happening, we're going to be in 42 here for my entire turn. Germany landed 4 saboteurs on Long Island, and I believe this was part of the sand plot. Like, I don't want to give away too much because it is actually like still kind of like a thing today. But for those who are interested, like, this is an actual historical occurrence involving like turbines underneath Grand Central Station. They were literally just going to throw like sand in there, and that would disable them, and they powered basically the entire eastern seaboard of the railroad stuff in some way or something. I don't know the exact semantics, but that would have essentially like gotten us out of the war in Europe, because we wouldn't be able to move munitions and supplies and soldiers and communications and vehicles and all that stuff. Would have really screwed us for a while. But thankfully they were caught and it didn't go anywhere. But yeah. Anyway, we also have 1942 as well. The United States opened its its Office of War Information with Elmer Davis as head, and the U.S. Office of Strategic Services (OSS) formed. And I believe that those two are one and the same, or kind of connected in a way. But yeah, all of that stuff happened on the same day, same year. That's kind of wild. Like,
Crazy.
All right. Anyway, back to you. You got one here in 1944. Speaking of horrible things, here we go.
Alrighty, 1944. Oh boy. I don't know. I'm not allowed to say the word, I'm guessing, because of YouTube. So I'll just say N Germany. Begins V1 Fiseller Phi or Fi 103 flying bomb doodlebugs attack.
Yep. The predecessor to the V2. The V2 was a missile or a rocket proper. The V1 was more like a rocket with wings. So V1. Let me show you. So basically, this is a V1. It was just like a flying bomb. It was like they launched it. This is it was a rocket engine, and they just launched it. And then when it cut out, it just glided and came down, and then just blew up wherever it landed. And they launched hundreds of those things, thousands. Like among the Battle of Britain, they were bombing Britain with planes and with missiles and rockets, and it was absolutely crazy. So
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Then here we go. Actually, why don't you take 47 and 48? These two here.
Hey, okay, so 1947, first night of Fenway Park, Red Sox. Oh,
First
man.
night game, yeah.
Oh, well. Oh, yeah, first night game at Fenway Park, Red Sox 5 and White Sox 3. Alright, not the biggest Red Sox fan, but that's pretty cool, And for 1948, Babe Ruth, farewell. 1948, Babe Ruth's final farewell at Yankee Stadium. He dies August 16th. Oh,
Yeah.
poor Ruth.
Yeah. Also, in 1951, the United Nations Armed Forces reached Pyongyang in North Korea. And we pushed, with how Korea went, we kind of like pushed up to the border, and then they pushed us all the way back down almost out off of the peninsula entirely, and then we reestablished the boundary right where it was before the war. So, it was a pretty needless, bloody war, honestly. Anyway, moving on up, we got, let's see here, we don't care about that, I guess, let's see here, if I can see anything here really quick, yada yada, let's just, 1958, Frank Zappa graduated from Antelope Valley High School in Lancaster, California. Good old Frank Zappa. And what else do we have here? Film release, 1962, Lolita, film based on Vladimir Nabokov's novel directed by Stanley Kubrick, starring James Mason and Sue Lin, was released. Alright. And then let's get back to you. This one was weird. Like this, I don't think it stuck because we still call it Norway now, or I don't know.
Alright. In 1962, Norway named ombudsman. Budsman? Huh.
Oh, this one's pretty big here.
1966. U.S. Supreme Court's Miranda decision suspects must be informed of rights.
Ah.
So I guess that's where Miranda rights come in. It was a person named Miranda.
Yep.
Sweet.
Yep.
And in 1967, Thurgood Marshall nominated as first African American Supreme Court justice.
Nice. I'm going to go ahead and end the show actually right here because I'm not feeling too well. So that'll conclude the show. Once again, you can check the underbar in the description for any links you may be interested in, including but not limited to all things OMNI Coalition. For your dose of past events daily, we stream every day at 11 in the morning Pacific time. For all of you and all of us, at 11 in the morning Pacific time, which is 12 Mountain. And you're in what, Central or Eastern?
I'm in Eastern, so that would be 2 o'clock Eastern.
Yep, and 1 p.m. Central. For all of you and all of us, I am Xander.
I'm Justin.
And you, of course, are you. And until you catch us tomorrow, we might be doing the new show today. I'm not sure. I just kind of feel a little bit out of it right now. So we'll see how things go. But anyway, until you see us next time, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Until later, toodles and please. Once again, go in the underbar in the description below to see like all the history. Like there's so much stuff that we didn't cover. I feel really, really terrible about it. But once again, like I don't want to just be humdrum. I want to make a good show for all y'all. Anyway, until later, see y'all.